Okay, hello, I am Salvner, this is Subnautica, the horror game disguised as a survival exploration game, and we're going to be doing survival any percent for you today. First of all, I'm going to want to find a good spawn. We're going to do 2 resets. If I don't find anything, I've got a save backed up. Why we're doing this is that the run has developed over time. There are 10% of the spawns are generally pretty good for runs, and there's strats that have developed around those particular spawns. So we're going to try and look for those so I can show them off. Time is going to start as soon as I skip this cutscene. And yes, you can indeed skip the cutscene. You just hold the escape key. So we're going to look around for some landmarks, see if I know where I am. You play this game for long enough, everything in the safe shallows looks basically the same, and this is actually fine. Ideally, I would have actually wanted a bad spawn just to talk to you a little bit more about that. But that's fine. The first 2 limestone are always 1 copper, 1 titanium, and with that I can make myself a scanner. I also need a couple of batteries, but I won't be talking about the general Subnautica stuff. I'm going to talk about the interesting stuff, and that is the first 2 limestone are always 1 copper, 1 titanium, in that, not necessarily in that order, but they're always going to be in that loop. So the first 2, second 2, always 1 copper, 1 titanium. I activated a glitch there called ghost storage. If you open the locker and then immediately leave, next time you open your PDA, no matter where you are, you can access that locker. Which is pretty cool. We're going to make use of that in a second. I'm also going to go through this coral tube and grab myself a lot of resources. You'll notice I'll be breaking rocks a little bit faster than normal. That's because you're buying the scroll wheel to one of the action keys, and each scroll counts as multiple inputs of that action. Pretty fantastic for running this game, because normally I have to click 4 times to break these rocks on the other side, but I can just scroll once. You do it running at least 30 FPS, and you want to scroll slowly, not quickly, because scrolling quickly actually makes it worse. And also you drown at -8 and not 0, and swimming on top of the water is 33% faster until I get a sea glide, and then I won't be doing it again. So I did not want that whole fish. We're going to keep an eye out for dogs here, so the stalkers here are dogs. I want to make sure I've got a good amount, though this is a GDQ. I won't be doing any resetting here. This is the ghost storage I used earlier. Going to dump all this stuff in there because I'm going to be dying in a second. And I picked up a good metal, so I'm going to drop that for the dogs. So, I talked about good metal there. There are metal in this game, unfortunately, that are bugged. Hopefully, next patch. We've looked at the next release, and we think it should have patched it. But there is one particular metal that has no chance of dropping an item we want later in the run. I'm now going to this wreck to grab myself some sea glides, and then we're going to die. Unfortunately, I do need 2 sea glides, and this wreck is not guaranteed to give me 2. Never mind, even 1. So I'm just going to go on a little journey over here. Try not to have too much oxygen. There's a guaranteed sea glide over there. I could go around the whole map to every other wreck to try and find some sea glides. But there's a guaranteed one over here, a little bit further away. But at the very least, I'm going to get 2. When I'm going to die, we're going to get to keep all the items that I put back in my base. I'm also going to get to keep 1 random item I picked up after I left my base, and that is the metal salvage I picked up a second ago. So there's the other sea glide. There isn't actually the guaranteed one. The guaranteed one is over there, but that's useful, because I want that one later, probably. And we'll die here. Keep an eye out for dogs. So this shape here, this L shape, you might vaguely be able to see that. That is a bugged piece of metal, unfortunately. Okay, so we're going to die. We're going to keep that item. We're going to be able to make a bit of metal salvage here. And keep everything else that's already in my base. Going to hold the sprint key to keep the menu open as I make the knife, the O2 tank, and the sea glide. That is holding the sprint key to keep the menu open. Once again, hold the sprinty key. Keepy menui opening. That is holdy sprinty key. Keepy menui opening. Okay. And just spamming nonsense in here. There we go. Example this. We have 7 and 2. That is 11 because maths. And that is in fact referring to quartz. 7 quartz plus 2 glass, 11. I need 17 to 21 quartz, 2 silver to gold, 3 table coral, and as much limestone as I can carry. 12, 13, 14, 15. So some of these resources are guaranteed spawns. 16, so that 3 set of sandstone there, 17, are a guaranteed spawn. But then these areas are guaranteed to have quartz and limestone, but not necessarily in any particular area. I'm also playing on an old patch, not on the most recent patch, on an old patch. One of the changes is that table coral splits into 1 or 2 and not the bajillion it normally splits into on the current patch. That isn't why we're playing on this patch. We're not just really enamored with single table coral. There's a reason later in the run. I'll bring it up then as well. I didn't get a second gold from that set of 3 sandstone, which is of note. The first 8 sandstone is always going to have the 2 gold I want. But that's fine, because we're going to grab another 2 in a second. So if you remember what I said about limestone, that every 2 has 1 titanium and 1 copper. Every 8 has 3 silver, 3 lead, and 2 gold. And we're going to be using the fact that that cycles in a second.
The builder, too, is designed to construct
Well,
habitat.
after dogs, and dogs might take a while. I don't want any of this glass just now, and ghost storage. I'm going to go over here. Okay, we've got time for a quick donation if you've got one.
Absolutely, Salvner. We have $20 from Vet Hackleys, who says, "Longtime watcher, first-time donator. Keep up with the good work. Thank y'all. Good luck, Salvner, and tell that exact same joke again." I'm seeing this motif a little bit. Do you want to go into that lore, Sumter? Because I'm unsure what the...
I've had a reward to tell the exact same joke again for about the past 2 years, and I've refused to tell any other joke. They told me to stop pretending to be a flamingo. I just had to put my foot down. That's the only joke that you're ever allowed. So I just did a base in a very specific spot here. This is one of the spawn-based strats that I talked about a little while ago. This means that the base is going to be as close to these mushrooms as possible. So if I was slightly too high there, or I despawned a mushroom, unfortunately. But normally that's going to instantly flood this base. I can grab one more and that should do. Oh, really? Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna have to go back to my life pod in a second. I cancelled the ghost storage. There you go. Lovely. Now we've got a flooded base. If you're in a base when it floods, or if you're in a flooded base, you deconstruct and reconstruct a hatch or a window, the game is gonna think about swimming and walking at the same time, so it puts those 2 speeds together. Pretty fantastic. Called Super Sea Glide. I now need some resources. 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna need a bit more metal salvage, and I saw one over here. Fantastic. The 2 sandstone I talked about earlier to get me to a nice round 8 to guarantee that 2 gold. I don't want any of those. And see if I've got a quartz there. I think I'm going to need a bit more. That's fine. I don't want any of these. And we can grab another metal salvage as well. So my metal count is currently at 3. I'm going to need to go back to the base, unfortunately. That's fine. We'll do ghost storage again. We've also placed a blueprint outside the front of our door. That blueprint... Ghost storage. That blueprint is going to skip exit animation. Saves a bit of time here and there. Very useful, very useful. And a slow swim back to base. So sad, so sad. So there are some day-night cycles that we're trying to hit. It's not the end of the world. Generally, if we're slower, it's a little bit better for us. We're going to hit more days than nights. Generally. Going to make a couple things now before I go for the dog section. Looking for 6 glass. This is the 3rd. 4th, 5th. Not enough for 6. I need another 3 quartz. That's fine. And this. So the scroll wheel also useful on the lockers. That's not the case, unfortunately, in Below Zero. They have patched out the scroll wheel on lockers, but you can still use the scroll wheel for breaking rocks, which is nice. So now we're going to head over to dogs. I need 4 teeth, and every time a dog picks up a piece of metal, there's a chance it drops one, apart from the bugged one I talked about earlier. That chance is 25%, and normally if I was running this game, I would want about 4 by 8 minutes, that is, into the run. Obviously, we're not that bothered about how fast we are in this section. My estimate is a little bit longer than it might be because I don't expect them to cooperate. They seem to have decided to just sort of wander off, and so this is a good time for sending donations while I just wander around managing dogs.
Salvner, it is also a good time for a big announcement. We just hit $2 million for the Prevent Cancer Foundation.
Oh, wow.
Let's go, everyone.
Fantastic.
30 seconds.
All right, have some more community donations, and this is why I asked you about that same joke over and over. I'm like, I feel like I'm missing some context here. All right. We have $25 from Silly Kitty, who says, "He used my description of the game. Nobody knows it, but it makes me happy. Love the game and great cause." I think that was in reference
Thank you
to...
very much, Cutie.
Oh, sorry.
No, just saying thank you very much, Cutie. Yeah. The run I did before, I did a sort of lackluster introduction, calling it just Minecraft underwater. So I asked the community, and I chose which one I thought was the best introduction to Subnautica, and that was Cutie's.
I like the horror game aspect of it. I think that you have a case where if this gets in at some point again, for this being in the horror block, wholeheartedly. I like that. Do I have time for a couple more?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
$15 from Keppa, who says, "Hello, Salvner of the Sea. Can you tell that exact same joke, please? Good luck on the run."
Okay, they told me to stop pretending to be a flamingo. I just had to put my foot down. There you go. Keffa, thank you. We've got 3 teeth. Still more donations.
One more, and I agree with this one. We have $25 from Fuzzlizu, who says, "But can you explain the joke, Salvner?"
There was a very, possibly a few too many drinks stream where I went very deep into that joke. If there's a video on my YouTube, if you really want to know. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, everybody. Hopefully another... I can still go for another donation if you've got one. The dogs are not behaving at all.
Oh, we have plenty for you. There's so much love right now just towards you in this run here.
Fantastic.
All right, just making sure I've got this right here. We have $50 from Max, who says, "Good luck to Salvner for this GDQ run. It's amazing to watch your runs. They are very inspiring. And thanks to the whole GDQ crew for this event. One more thing. For breaking outcrop and scroll slowly, not quickly, or else it'll be worse."
Thank you very much. Okay, we finally got the 4th tooth. Great success. That's about how long I expected it to take. When I say we need it by 8 minutes, that's about 30 seconds to a minute. We want those teeth in normally, which is quite ambitious, really, quite ambitious. So I'm going to upgrade my O2 tank right now. That is my next goal. I'm going to be doing some counting. Yeah, okay. I need the 2 glass, this, and the flare, which I have forgotten. Nice, okay. While that's building, we're going to go and grab the flares from this section. I will actually grab you now this time. That initial ghost storage making me do far too many returns to the life pod. So sad. Okay. So, yes, the next section, going to be doing a lot of counting. Normally this is where I'd say chat is cringe. Chat is obviously always cringe, but in this particular time, I wanted to do a fair bit of counting. So I'm going to dump all this in here, dump these as well. I've got... So I had... How many beforehand? I had... Got 1, 10... 10, 0... Activate. Super Sea Glide again, 10, 0, and then I had 3 before, so I've got 6 now. Okay, so I've activated a glitch called Flare Storage. Use a flare, then try and open a locker. You cannot. Next time you open your PDA, though, no matter where you are, you can access it a lot like Ghost Storage, but with a flare. I'm sorry, every time we go into the life pod for a little bit, there might be that flare there, so keep an eye out for that. I'll try and say again when we get to it, because it is quite a bright light, and it might be an issue if you're sensitive to that. So I said 10, 0, 6 just now. I also need 3 of these. So that is my count for limestone. So I need 10 copper even. So that's 3. 10 copper, and I'm currently at 3. That's the amount of sandstone I have. So I had 0, so now I'm at 1, and I'm counting to 24. That is 3 cycles of sandstone. If you remember that sandstone is cycles of 8. 4, 5, 5 and 2. And 6, 6 and 2, 7 and 2. And the 6 number I said before, 7 and 2, is the amount of metal salvage I have, 8 and 2. Because I'm going to want to get to 9, so 8, 2, 6 is the current count. I've got another 5, so that's 5, so 8, 6, 8, 7. Another little bonus for Super Sea Glide, you can rub yourself against stingers as much as you want, they're not going to hurt you. Also, crashfish don't know you're around, so they're going to stay in their little house. Other creatures of the sea do still know you're around, but you're so fast you can't run them, apart from the mesmers, because they're just going to stare you in the face, and it's very annoying. So I'm at 10, 7, so I'm just at 7. The sandstone, sorry, not very good there. 8 and 9 and up for air. Chat would still be cringe, because I have a lot of counting to do. 10 and 9 and 6. Okay, so we're going to look for more sandstone. We've got some specific places we're going. We're doing a nice little loop, trying to get as much as we can. We should be at 10 right now, so this is 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Excuse me, rock. And there's more down here. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, we have to go in so many backup caves today, that's fine. We have backups on backups on backups. And I'm also going to need the extra metal salvage, I'll keep an eye out for those. So that's 7, 24, that is a gold. There might be... That's fine, we're going to go grab another couple of sandstone from this cave as well. Try and get an extra gold here. Because I'm at 24, I want 24 plus 1 gold. And it's possible I actually was at 25 when I got that gold. And I missed one item. There's the gold though. If that's the case, that's fine. An extra gold is useful. I'm going to have to grab them anyway later. And that's the 9th metal salvage there. I'm going to grab our air. I want a ton of air. I want full air really, because I'm going to do a lot of crafting. And I'm going to be a base that's flooded. So breathing, not so good. This time I'm going to pick up the flare. There's going to be a point later in the run where I'm not going to pick up the flare for quite a while. That's the bit that's probably going to be the most annoying for people. That's fine. We're going to do some metal juggle here. And we're going to do a lot of crafting. The way this works is I'm just going to grab a ton of items and spam almost everything that I can craft, because thankfully the way this is done is that the only things we can really craft at this point are the things we actually want. As long as I remember to dump a couple silver, I should be fine. So that's the 6th one. I actually want those. That's fine. Dump some lead in there. Grab some silver again. 1, 2, 3, 4. This, and the mushrooms. That's fine. All of these but one. I actually need to dump another silver. More gold. No, I don't want to craft that. Thank you very much. Another metal, please. I think I've only done the 1 ingot. Actually, no, I think I've done 2. I take it back. I've done 2. I could check. I have done 2. So smart. Okay, that should be everything. I do have an extra gold. That's fine, though. Extra gold is good. Dump this. I only need 2 of these. I want 1 of these. I want this. I need the other battery, which I already have. I need this, and I want to take a health. I'll take these as well. Okay. Swap batteries, make a power cell, make an ingot, and off I go. So now I'm going to head over to the Aurora. Grab what is essentially the final blueprint of the game. I say the final blueprint of the game because it is the blueprint that lets you actually finish the game. To do so, I'm going to go through a maintenance hatch, which is definitely intended, and it does exist on current patch. It just disappears when the Aurora explodes. As you would expect, a lot of stuff changes when the Aurora explodes, and that is indeed one of them. If you also remember, you get to keep 1 random item you pick up after you left your base. That's going to be that metal salvage, because it's the only one I'm going to pick up. I'm going to head on through. This is the maintenance hatch, which is definitely intended. Don't worry about it. And it does exist on current patch. It just disappears when the Aurora explodes. So now we're going to do something you can't do on current patch, which is the now one and only reason we play on this patch. There's a backup later that's useful on this patch, but you don't need it. We're going to jump through a floor. The alternative on current patch is to jump through a wall. It's a little bit slower, which is why we're on this one. So we're going to jump straight through the floor here, hopefully. Perfect. Take a bit of damage and into the captain's quarters. The code is always the same, 2679. Open the door. Grab the final blueprint of the game, and die in a fire. Smash the keyboard. Lovely. So we hit the fire, and then the electricals above us. Makes us die nice and quick. So we're going to grab the items we made a little second ago, make myself a mobile vehicle bay, and deconstruct this. So a solar panel is going to maintain any charge it currently has, but it's not going to generate any more if you deconstruct it slightly. So I can deconstruct that, and it's going to maintain that charge, but not gain any more. So I have 4. That's interesting. I'm going to do flare storage there, and we're going to head out. So I'm going to go over to the mountain island now, grab some resources I can't get in base, grab some fragments I can't get in base, and do the storyline of Subnautica. Yes, you hear me right, there's a storyline. We're going to go do that now. I'm going to grab a fish for later. I've got too many flares, which I guess is fine. Not the end of the world. If you remember, I wanted this later, so I'm going to scan it now. That is fine. 2, hopefully this is a titanium. Fantastic, that's the 7. If you remember the 2 of each, that's almost always a titanium unless I'm unlucky with the distribution. I'm going to head over to the mountain island now. If you're new to this, you can look at the Aurora, look left, find yourself a cloud, head towards that. That is the mountain island. It's a special cloud. You look through it through the PDA and it's going to load. And we're going to do a new strat, very exciting, new since the last run on GDQ. We're going to cut the corner. Ooh, cutting the corner makes the run a little bit RNG heavy, because there's a couple things on there we could scan. They're not always there, but quite often. So we're having to cross our fingers a little bit more, but saving time is all we want right now. At least we're going to overlay some animations, hopefully, with this. No, I'm not going to bother. I'm going to grab the tablet, though, and rub my face on it. We'll get to your show-up fish skip in a second. The one and only glitch contribution, at least, that I provided this run. So I want 14 lithium and 4 gold from this section. So I got 1, nope, 2, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5, 0, 5, 1, 6, 1, 6, 2, lovely. And down, make myself a lovely base.
Energy signature in the region. Cannot identify.
With a hatch, and this skips exit animations, and a solar panel. And that base might be useful later. Okay. Should be 6-2, I believe. 7-2, 8-2, 9-2. I have a feeling I've left something. That's fine, we can go back and get it pretty quickly. I want 2 Moonpool and 3 Cyclops from this section. There's the Moonpool. There's the entrance. So they come in 4 different types, each of these blueprints. And the Moonpool especially can be quite difficult to find. Thankfully, there was a bunch of them, so we're all good there. 10-2, 11, 12, 13... No, diamonds are ooh. Diamonds are ooh. 14. Another gold would be nice, I guess. Sure. Up there. I can give you a little count, see where I'm at, while I'm up at the top here. So we're going to go above Mabel. She's a big spook, but we're so fast. And going above her, she probably won't notice. We are going to take some time here to look at our inventory, though. Going to dump all of these, and I am missing something that is unfortunate. I don't want this peeper, I don't want this, I only want one of these, and I do want this, and I don't want this metal salvage. Unfortunately, I am going to need to go back to base, that's fine, so I'm going to grab the metal salvage back and head back to base. I am missing 1 item, and it wasn't put in that locker, so I can grab it from the flare storage. Oof. I've got time for a couple donations now while I'm going back to base.
All right, sounds great. We have $500 from Wiza, who says Subnautica is in my top 10 favorite games. The world and feel of this game is just so excellently executed. GDQ is a family favorite, and we've loved the runs this week so far. Let's hit 3 million. We have $25 from Crab Squid, who says Subnautica is my favorite game of all time, so I've been saving my donation for this run. My favorite fish is the crab squid, ever since I accidentally released my tame one in the starting area. So happy to see it run.
Okay, we can do another.
All right, I apologize for this in advance. Stifle donates $500 with What Lies on the Bottom of the Ocean and Shakes?
I have no idea.
A nervous wreck. I'm very sorry, Salvner. I'm very, very sorry.
Thank you very much for the donations, everyone. Thank you very much. Should be about... There we go. Lovely. Okay, so finally we can get back to what we were doing before we left the item behind. I'm going to grab a couple more plants I need for later. Am I greedy enough to scan this? No, I believe in myself. I can find stuff later. We're going to do a little thing special here. We're going to deploy the MVB. And if you deploy the MVB just right, you can clip out of bounds in quite a few places. Anywhere with an overhang, really. And I just moved to change the timer that I don't have there. Fantastic. And head straight down. The entrance to the Lost River is about 10 to 20 seconds away. You can save up to 20 seconds here if you do it well. And we can go straight down. Of note, normally when you press the C button, you're not going to maintain your normal speed, but with Super Seaglide we do, which is great.
The biomass in this area is dominated by
and
plant
head on
life.
down. I'm going to grab a lovely plant here. Have a little dump in the brine, so I can take some damage and get that 1 sulfur. And they're going to say hi to Casper, the friendliest ghost of Earth. And if Casper says hi back, Casper blesses the run. Thank you, Casper. We're going to head on down, see if I can find some nickel. Nickel's a tiny little thing. It likes to play hide and seek, and I do indeed need 3 of it. You play this game for long enough, everything in this area starts looking like nickel. The floor, the fish, the bubbles the fish give off, the shale, the lava. It's all nickel, and nickel is a tiny little potato, so it's kind of hard to spot, even at the best of times. Okay, so we're just going to scan the area. So there's one, this tiny little thing. That is what I need. I need 3 of it. It's not actually very common here. There are places it's more common, but they're really out the way, so we're not going to bother with that. We just try and get lucky. So we're at 2. Kevin's a big loud boy over there. Lights eating glitchless runners. We're not glitchless, so generally we're fine, unless Kevin decides to put his head right in front of the door, which Kevin can do, because Kevin can clip through everything. Just everything. And not with an MVB either, just by purely swimming into it. So that's a portable spawn point. This is the nickel backup. Gonna go for a little walk, find a nickel. Oh, well, that was easy. And then we're just gonna die, and that's fine. Sometime, in some of my practices, I spent about 10 minutes just wandering around trying to find a nickel. Thankfully, that was a lot easier. We're going to be able to get Super Sea Light again because this is a flooded moon pool. I'm actually going to want to not have it though for a bit. Deconstruct that slightly. Going to take some damage from this lava. If you remember, I took it from the brine before. I want to take it from the lava now. I've actually accidentally gone through the ground. That's fine. Okay. Now it should be flooded enough that I can get Super Sea Glide off it again. And now we can deconstruct. Excuse me, Kevin. No. No death for me today. Not right now, at least. So there's Kevin's head. There's the door. Thankfully quite far away. I need 4 crystals, 4 sulfur. I already have 1 sulfur, so we want... This is 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, 4-2. 4-2 is good enough for now. I can grab the rest later, even if my inventory's full. It won't be in a second. We're going to head on in to the power plant. Make myself another portable spawn point. Lovely. Ooh, and head on through. I'm going to take... What am I going to do about damage here? I'm going to take a big bit of damage here. I'm going to do the hardcore jump. The hardcore is a lot less hardcore than the survival jump, because you take less damage, but we're going to take the full amount of damage anyway by missing. Perfect. Hopefully I can find Boris and give a little hug. Actually, no. We can quickly take some damage on the lava. That's fine. Oh no, Boris. Hey, buddy. Buddy, I need a hand. I need a hand. Can I, Thank you very much. Absolutely lovely. So now I can survive that fall. Much better. There we go. So I'm here to do 2 things. I'm here to grab a cube, then grab the blueprint through the door.
Degradation of the Aurora's drive core may result in a quantum detonation. Continuing to monitor.
Try and avoid the little spitters. They do 3 damage. Grab the blueprint and then jump off and die. So now we can respawn on our base intentionally. Perfect. Deconstruct this. I don't want it anymore. I also don't want the lead. And yeah, okay, so I need 2 more sulfur. That is fine. We can get that from out of bounds. Find a very specific spot and deploy the MVB. Once again, getting out of bounds, hopefully. No, not quite. That's fine. And it's just gone okay. Normally this is a lot easier than it is today. That's fine. Perfect. There we go. And wild mobile vehicle base exists in this game, so I'm going to use that to my advantage and find one later and leave that one down in the lava zone. Means I've got a bit more space for that sulfur I wanted. So there's 1, obviously going in bands, very bad, and there's the 2nd, and off we go. Okay, we've got quick time for a donation, if you've got a short one.
Definitely. I have a $25 donation from Fant, who says, so good to see the gorgeous Salvner here again, and for such a great cause. He's such a hard worker and explains everything he does. Reginald would be proud.
Thank you very much, Ben. Thank you very much. So we're into the aquarium now. Going to grab a couple of items and say hi to Big Mama. Big Mama's a little bit confused right now. She's waiting for someone to come in the correct way, but no one's ever going to do that. So she's just going to power pose until the end of time. Going to activate her little hatching platform there. And with Super Sea Light, I can actually slightly clip through everything. So I can clip through the sand, activate the pedestal, and immediately leave.
To play outside this place. We have been here so long. The others built a passage to reach the world outside. I asked them for this.
Gonna grab this metal. There's a cutscene going on right now. It's going through the portal as well. I have to wait until it's done.
Give you freely what the others tried in vain.
There we go. Now I can make the hatching enzymes that I got all those plants for earlier, and this lovely base did come in useful. I'm going to deconstruct all of this. Deconstruct the blueprint that skips exit animations, and deconstruct the hatch, and head on through. So we're going to use the inventory while the portal is going on. I'm going to take these off. I'm going to dump this, and I'm going to dump the quartz. I don't want that either. I don't know where they go when you dump them in the portal, but not my problem anymore. So I'm going to go and hatch the babies even. And there is an animation you can watch, but they're actually immediately outside, so we're going to go say hi. I'm going to open the inventory again when I go here. And I want this back on. So I'm going to do something special. I actually found a nicer setup for this while practicing for GDQ. So I'm going to push this into the wall and then just clip straight out of bounds. So it doesn't want you to be vertical, it wants you to be horizontal, so it's just going to push you down and through the floor. You also don't really have any collision. The way we did it before is we'd push it slightly, interact with it from behind, and it would slowly sort of move you through the wall. This is a lot easier to set up, and if you you can't really miss. We're doing that. There we go, through the wall, lovely. Going to head on through. Actually, probably have a bit too much oxygen, but that's fine. So straight into the gun here. Ignore Mabel, she's just a bit loud. And we're going to do something a little bit silly. You can actually have the PDA open while this cutscene is going on. You can actually even interact with it. And one of the strats is to take off your O2 tank here and die at the end of the cutscene. But we're actually going to take it off after, because there's a couple items I want to get. Oh. So if you remember, so in addition even, when you die and the game can't find the last base you're in, for example, if you deconstructed the hatch on it like I just did, it's going to put you back in the life pod. Also, if you remember, you get to keep one random item. You also get to keep any additional storyline items you pick up. Storyline items that we care about are tablets and cubes, and I picked up one of each. I'm going to get to keep both, as well as the random metal that I picked up earlier. Your menu's open when you respawn. Ooh, wrong way. So I can put that O2 tank back on, even though it's dark, and we're going to head back to base. Once again, the flare is still there, so it's a bit bright. We'll be picking it up quite quickly though. So I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and a silver. Make a couple things here. And flare storage again. Now I'm going to head over to the sparse reef now, grab some resources I can't get in base, grab some fragments I can't get in my base, and do the storyline of Subnautica, but without the storyline bit. Just the fragments and the resources. Heading straight over here, I've got time for another donation.
All right, sounds good. We have $25 from Hez01, who says, Salvner, our favorite creature of the sea. Good luck on the run, and especially for finding the tiny little potatoes.
Thank you very much, Hez.
We have another one
very
from...
glad we find those.
Oh,
yep,
sorry.
Go for it.
Okay. $25 from Joey Messy Pants. He says, do you ever get tired of repeating yourself?
No, I don't ever get tired of repeating myself, Joey. Thank you for the donations, everybody. Okay, so in the sparse reef now, I might do a quick battery swap. I want a salt, 2 rubies, and 2 gel sacks. Ruby, nope. A gold would actually be nice, but I'm very unlikely to get it because I got a gold recently. Ruby again. I can't pick up time capsules. Time capsules are unfortunately banned. They aren't banned in bingo, though. If you're interested, we do bingo. There we go. We do bingo leagues every fortnight, doing random achievements throughout the run. I'm going to head on through. I need 4 cubes in total. I picked up one earlier. We're going to grab another 3 from this area and leave 3 for the next runner. Two and 3. Left and right and left again gets me to the next location. And I've still got my lovely fish. And we got our base. We're going to do a little magic trick. If you build a base inside a wreck, the wreck disappears. Bye-bye, wreck. And now I need 3 bridge and 3 hull. The items in a wreck that you despawn don't always stay around. Thankfully, the ones we care about in this one do. And I don't need to worry about warpers because I am cured and they won't bother me now. So that's 2 hulls and a bridge. A 3rd hull. There's no bridge here. There might be one over here. Maybe. Hopefully I don't have to go for air. Okay. Bridge does not always behave. So we're going to have a little look around. While I'm doing that, we can have another donation.
Sounds good. We have $50 from AJ Chimeria, who says, "Greetings from early morning New Zealand. I was wondering if nickel out-of-bounds sulfur is worse to collect and thought either or. Great to see you run again at GDQ." I do not apologize for these puns, Salvner, especially when they're coming from your community.
Yeah, that's fair. Very fair. Okay. So now we're back. Unfortunately, I'm going to leave the flare for a little bit. If you are sensitive to bright lights, I'll tell you when it stops. I do want that glass. Oh yeah, I've made an absolute ton. That's fine. And all of these. And where are they? Ah, they're there. Okay. So I'm going to do something very special here. 2 bases in a very particular pattern. Almost finish this window, deconstruct the base, make myself a turny piece. Like so. I've got a floating window now. I'm going to finish the window. Now my base is actually 2 bases on top of each other. That is 2 base grids overlaid. If I build in 1 base grid, I build in both. So I make this moon pool. It's 2 moon pools. I deconstruct the outer moon pool. There is a moon pool inside. I have to find the outer moon pool, which can be a little bit tricky. Deconstruct, reconstruct. It's 2 moon pools. Deconstruct the outer moon pool. There's a moon pool inside. Deconstruct, reconstruct. It's 2 moon pools. Deconstruct the outer moon pool. There's a moon pool inside. And another. You know the drill. And this is getting us some very useful titanium ingots. That's the last one I want. I just want 1 more. We're going to go dump, 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 and find myself a glorious wild mobile vehicle bay. What a majestic creature. Going to head over to a very specific spot over here and deploy. You can only build these the rocket and the Cyclops in deep water. So I have to go to some very specific spot in the safe shallows that's deep enough. I still don't want that flare, I'm very sorry. I will want it in a second, but I don't want it right now. And this. Okay, so we're going to head over. So, unfortunately, wild mobile vehicle bays were hunted to extinction about 2 to 3 years ago. That is, in fact, the same mobile vehicle bay I left down in the lava zone. Subnautica, like a lot of other open-world games, renders stuff that's close to you, but not stuff that's far away. Some exceptions to that are mobile vehicle bays and water. So if I leave the mobile vehicle bay there and walk away, the land around the mobile vehicle bay doesn't exist, but it does, so it can float all the way up to the surface, and it just so happens that the lava zone is right beneath us right now. Now I want the flare. You can look again if you were looking away before. Do I want that fish? I don't think so, but that's fine. I like fish. I feel like I'm missing one of those. That's fine. We're going to wait for the Cyclops to drop. It's going to push down the platform, so I don't need to lose Super Seaglide to make this next section. And back we go. All of this stuff. This should be fine. And back we go. So we're going to make the next section of this, hopefully. And we're going to head in through text clip, definitely pixel perfect. Very, very difficult, I swear. And head on through. We made the Cyclops for one thing and one thing only, and that is to make the Cyclops shield generator. I haven't made the polyaniline yet. That's fine. We'll go back and make that. So this crafting sequence, we've been working on this a little bit recently, trying to overlay some of the crafting so that we're doing as much crafting, sort of multi-purpose as we can, before we're wasting a little bit of time here and there. Right, because I got an extra gold, but I didn't get the full amount of gold at that point. That makes sense, that makes sense. Again, do the glorious text clip. Oh, two times in a row on the definitely pixel perfect tree. Definitely. And now I can make the shield generator. If we didn't need the shield generator, we wouldn't need a Cyclops at all. But here we are. I can make the final section of the rocket right now. I'm going to take this lovely screenshot and head on through. Of note, you can't actually use the scroll wheel on that rocket building device there. You can use it on this thing. You can use scroll wheel on most things. And we're going to be using the flares once again. You can skip the animations. Whoa. You can skip the animations of these arrays, these little switches, by using flares, so we can skip all of those animations. Just throw flares at things and they turn on. And head on up. That's all the three bottom ones turned on. You only need to turn on the two of these. You don't need to interact with the time capsule. We will be doing a quick one, though.
Primary computer systems active.
And I know the rocket isn't perfectly vertical, but I'm sure it's fine. Rockets are smart, right? So a quick... This isn't necessary, but this is a GDQ. We may as well. So my lovely not cursed at all image will put some, I don't know, random junk in. Greetings from AGDQ 2022. Lots of love. First time watching, first time donating. Yeah, that'll do. Perfect.
Time capsule ready.
And time.
Come here. To me.
Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Thank you very much to the speedrun community. We've had a ton of runners come in with new strats, helping refine the run. It's really great to see. Thank you to the leaderboard mods, keeping us all in check. And thank you very much for my own community supporting me throughout my speedrunning journey. Thank you very much, everybody.
2, 1.
Thank you for that fantastic run. And again, thanks to Salvner's community for all of the awesome donations and, of course, learning a little bit more about Salvner. We have a $25 donation from Silly Cutie who says, Casper, we need the blessing. Let's get that nickel. X56 donates $5,000, saying, sadly didn't have more time to watch live events, so here's one big donation during one of my favorite games of all time. Thanks to runners and staff for another year of games done quick. Thank you very much for your donation. Funky Fisher donates $25 saying, I love Subnautica. It just took me about 50 hours to beat it recently. So love seeing Salvner beat it in a fraction of the time. Purgy donates $250 saying, donating for the first time during my favorite game, Subnautica. This donation is for Carol, who is my fiance's niece that is battling cancer at the moment. Events like this give us a positive outlook during this tough time. Thanks, GDQ, for such a great cause, and kudos to Salvner for running this awesome game. Theodore R. Jess donates $30 saying, hello, everyone. I hope you're all enjoying the Subnautica run as much as I am. Such incredible runner commentary from Salvner, and I wish him the best of luck. Let's try to hit those incentives before the week is over. Minor Harry donates $5 saying, hey, Salvner, I'll be donating $5 additional for each Reginald you put into the time capsule. May the nickel be ever in your favor. Also, come on, let's get those A Link to the Past and Deltarune bonus games. EVD donates $10 saying, catching Salvner's GDQ run last time made me pick up Subnautica the first time, and now it's one of my all-time favorite games. Good luck on the run. $100 from Full Featureitis, who says, Salvner, your VODs have been wonderful to watch over the last few months. This has been a great help to my well-being during some rough times. Wishing you all the best in your run and hoping Casper blesses the run. Matthew and Alexandra donates $100 saying, had to donate during Salvner's run of my favorite game. Matthew lost his grandfather to cancer years ago, and his stepmom just fought it off last year. So the mission of the PCF is very near and dear to our hearts. Good luck on the run, and don't lose count. Max donates $1,000. No comment, but thank you very much for your donation. Dr. Anonymous donates $500 saying, first chance to donate this week. You all are doing amazing work as always. Thank you for everything you do. Henny donates $50 saying, 2 million hype! And so early in the event. Chat, can we make it to 3 this time? It's not going to be easy, but that's not going to stop Twitch chat. Am I right? Captain Stitches donates $5 saying, in honor of the counting segment, do we get to 3 million by counting fives? Mr. Fantastic donates $10 saying, I'm sorry, but you're doing a repeating joke? I haven't heard of this yet. And the Chaos Goddess sends $20 saying, Salvner, how much must we donate to get you to sing? Tora Games donates $50 saying, viewer since 2014, cancer has affected me in too many ways, and it makes me happy to repeatedly watch this event make a difference. I'd like my donation to go to Salvner's Choice. And chatters, let's start the $5 train now and extend GDQ. Speaking of extending GDQ, we are very close to the Legend of Zelda Link to the Past bonus any percent run. Currently $43,058 out of $75,000. So we are getting there. I have faith we're going to get there. Almost up to that 50K mark for that incentive. So if you would like to see a Link to the Past bonus any percent run, please get those donations in. All right, folks, I would like to take the time to thank everyone for their donations and marathon support. My time hosting at AGDQ 2022 online is now over. It was awesome to host and run Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories yesterday. Let's smash that 3 million, y'all. Up next is the great and dedicated Bobby Blackwolf. Take care, everyone, and remember to stay hydrated. We will take a quick break. We'll be right back.
I believe the morning sun always going to shine again. And I believe a pot of gold waits at every rainbow's end. Oh, I believe in roses kissed with dew. Why shouldn't I believe the same in you? You're watching Awesome Games Done Quick 2022 online. Power is Bobby Blackwolf, and I am excited and honored to be hosting not the game that song came from, but its sequel. We've got Earthbound Any Percent, being run by Octopus Cal, coming up next here today. And I believe in y'all because y'all have blown us all away with the $2 million that we have raised so far here at AGDQ. And I just want to say that y'all are already bringing in the donations for Earthbound. We have a $25 donation from Conarican that says, oh boy, it's Earthbound. Think a donation train might be in order? When should the train start, chat? You all work on that and talk amongst yourselves while we have this word from one of our sponsors.
Continue down this path, and you will suffer, like me. Your every move intensifies my pain. Your blind ambition, all your good intentions. Everything you touch turns to ash! You can't save anyone, not even yourself.
While we're still getting set up for Earthbound here on this Saturday of AGDQ, I'm going to read you some of your generous donations. We have a $50 donation from Cactuario that says Subnautica, Earthbound, and Fallout New Vegas back to back. This might be the best block yet. Thanks to the runners and GDQ team for an amazing week of runs as always. This has been an amazing week, hasn't it? I've enjoyed myself. I hope you've been enjoying yourself too. We have a $15 donation from Captain Clown that says, let me at that mother too. I mean, Earthbound swag. $2 million down, $2 million to go. GDQ, $4 million percent hype. I can get behind that. Let's get to $4 million. I believe in you. We do have some incentives I want to mention. We've got several incentives open right now that you can donate to. GamesDoneQuick.com/donate. Be sure to select that incentive after you put in your amount. How about this? The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. There is a bonus any percent run. You got to raise $75,000 for that. We've got over $46,000 for that. But we also have the grand return of the Grandmaster, Tetris the Grandmaster. We've got 20G mode, max speed. You're going to have to raise $75,000 for that. We've got over $4,000 on that one. And there's a secret grade showcase for $20,000.